what being an influencer really does to you. I haven't watched this video, but I'm also assuming it's just gonna be a lot of out-of-touch young kids who made money early on. We'll see what this says though.
One of my scandals was that people thought that I had sex with my pet bird. Like, I'm not kidding. And
did you say like bird?
Off to a wonderful start, chat.
Are you pretending to?
Here I am having a healthy life, healthy relationship, all these things, but I know it's gonna be so bad for business.
The Botox starts with your eyebrows here and then it's here. And it's like every single day I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, who is this person?
I portray a life I don't actually live.
Probably could be like most of them.
Well, I post
I guess I'm wrong.
about myself and my life every day, so I'm posting exactly what's going on in my life. Okay, like I need some money, somebody to help me with my kid. Can I have a man? I need a man. Okay, make sure you don't edit that part out.
No, same. My stuff is very authentic and vulnerable to my real life, and I wouldn't be an influencer, have a platform, or even make content if I wasn't just portraying my everyday life.
Yeah, I literally just vlog what I do every day and I tell stories of things that actually happened. So I feel like it's pretty accurate to how I live my life.
Yeah, I guess our lives are interesting enough that people want to watch it.
Yeah.
True.
Well, on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, I think it depends what you do. Like what kind of content you do, you know what I mean? Like for me, I'm just sitting at a desk watching videos and giving my opinion on shit. You know what I mean? So it's like the most authentic you can get. Not even just influence, but just like regular people. You look at anyone's Instagram, Facebook, what you see on there, it's like, yeah, they may be doing those things. That's not like their day-to-day life.
I do not, because I created a character for my content. That was a really important thing for me once I was trying to start this content creation journey, was I wanted a wall, a barrier to say in between my real life and the audience, because honestly, like I enjoyed not being able, not posting in a while, but nobody worrying about where I'm at, who I'm with.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's the same thing with actors, but then the problem is people become parasocial with who they think you are.
Because yeah, I feel like sometimes I have no boundary in between like my actual life and my job. It's so meshed together. Everything that I do, it's in the back of my head.
Yeah, no, I can see how that could really fuck with your head though.
This would be
on both sides of it, to be honest.
Good video, and I almost always act on it and I end up filming it. I used to be much better at keeping those things separate, but now because they're so intertwined, it's very hard for me to not jump at an opportunity to make a good video when I'm doing something interesting or fun. And
yeah, and I think it just depends what you're doing, because like for me, I schedule my videos a day ahead. So once I'm done for the day, I'm done. Turn that side of me off and then just go do whatever the fuck I want to do. But that also took a long time for me to be able to do that. Before the YouTube shit, I was posting on like TikTok and I was doing all these different business models and whatever, and like that was hard for me to separate business and real life. And I think it is hard when you are a personality almost. So I'm public, like no one's gonna come up to be like, oh my god, is that you? Only John D? Like no one's gonna do that, you know what I mean? But then again though, I think it depends like what are you chasing? Because like for me, I'm not chasing fame or anything. Like I still, no matter what, I still want to be able to like go out. Even if a couple people recognize me, that'd be sick.
or how I'm gonna work on that, because I'm not in a good place with it. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but the thing that I struggle with the most with filming constantly is I'm just always in my own head. Like, what am I gonna say next in the video? Instead of being present and talking to the people.
Yeah, and it's hard, especially because I'm pretty sure she is mainly like a TikToker. I don't know if she does anything else. I know I've just seen her on TikTok. But that's hard because when you're posting on TikTok, like I posted 5 to 10 times a day, bro. That's all coming from your own head. And with what I'm doing now, I'm more just like commentating on whatever video I'm watching.
There is always that little voice in the back of your mind of, I have to make sure that this is entertaining and I have to keep people engaged all the way through, and there's things that I have to do that would be authentic to my life that's just simply not good content. So I'm gonna not film.
And yeah, if you're like a vlogger or an IRL streamer, it's like that. There's no separation. Like you're just streaming your day-to-day life.
Myself doing those things. So
like I don't stream or vlog or do anything outside of like me sitting in this chair right now.
Accidentally, the life
those two parts are completely separate.
I'm portraying might not be as authentic as it feels to me, even though to me it does feel authentic.
But it's still real, it's still you, but it's more like
through a
shiny.
filter.
Yeah, it's filtered.
See, in my YouTube days, I think the only thing I really like had going for me, I used to do like story time videos. I was called The Gabby Show if you were on like Vine or like YouTube. So the thing that I really had going for me was just that I wasn't polishing anything, like pimple on the face, like greasy skin, like really truly messy space, and also mental health. Like I feel like a lot of my traction was because I was one of the earlier creators to really show like depression, anxiety. And I think it did some good. A blur of authenticity and just completely exploiting yourself was like treacherous. So I had to like take a huge step back to the point where I share very, very little at all. Like honestly, I'm surprised I was asked as an influencer because I feel like I'm like retired.
I actually hate the word influencer. It sounds so corny to me. It reminds me of 2020, that era of like LA hype house influencers.
But
I really liked what you said about like how you have this character that's, you wanted to nip it in the bud. You wanted to have kind of like this separate entity. Like you're running the account, but you have a character that you've kind of built.
Hannah Montana said it best. You get the best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds,
But
true.
do you guys, because like on my end, doing that, it has been a double-edged sword, especially nowadays when me and my team are like trying our damnedest to get out of this because we need to.
Yeah, and I think it's also different when you have like a whole team of people around you. Like for me, I enjoy editing my videos. Maybe at a certain point I'll have an editor, but it's not something that I really care for. Like I enjoy editing. I enjoy being hands-on with what the fuck I do. I enjoy like doing all the shorts and looking through all those. And
I'm jealous of you. I'm like very much trying to think of concepts that don't revolve around myself and to where you can.
And I think it is hard too because I'm like, I mean, I don't really know any of these people. I also don't have a desire to like do what I'm sure most of these people do and like move to LA, move to Miami. I used to want that shit. But then I realized the people you're surrounded with like only want to be around you for like the views and the followers and the money you have or whatever. Like, I don't know. I like the idea of just like being around the same people that like fuck with me for me without a number next to my name, anything like that.
And have like consistency.
There seems to be just more peace to that. The thought of like going to like an LA influencer party like disgusts me.
I do YouTube vlogs. I do 3 a week and I have for like 10 years now. Wow. And I'm in a contract where I have to continue doing 3 a week. So in some ways it feels a little sticky and a little stuck. But I went through.
Yeah, that's the problem. Even when I was doing TikTok Shop and I had like brand deals and whatever, it's just like you become a slave to your own work. I'm not saying that like I'll never do sponsorships or whatever, but if I do, it's going to be very rare and it's going to be something that I actually fuck with. I don't want to be a slave to my own work. I love making content. And I just want to leave it at that.
Who I present on social media is pretty accurate to how I actually live. How I think and how I speak and how I see the world is accurately represented. I think from the outside in, I'm the same, but from the inside out, I am more just internally calm without the social media commentary that I have in my brain going all the time of like, how am I phrasing this? How could it be misconstrued? Do I need to choose different words? I just am always kind of self-editing in my brain with that.
Yeah, and you fall into that, especially when you're hyper-focusing on analytics and views and shit. You know, honestly, man, like, I check my analytics. I don't hyper-focus on it. I mean, even in the short amount of time I have been doing YouTube, like, the growth has been great. But I shouldn't say I don't care. I don't stress about it, man. Obviously, long-term is like, yeah, I want this to be a job, but at the end of the day, man, it's like, as long as I have a couple of cool motherfuckers that'll watch me, find entertainment from my videos, watch me for however long the video is, 30 minutes, an hour a day, find enjoyment out of it, that's all I really give a fuck about. I don't care about numbers and views and money. To me, it doesn't matter. It's a long time for me to get to that point. Some people can do this shit for 10 years and they never get out of that.
Once I started getting more into these spaces as myself, I didn't feel respected. Honestly, I didn't feel respected, you know, from the work that I've already put in, only because I have done that work in a costume. You almost start feeling like you don't know yourself.
Exactly.
You
almost
know?
like you have to get a new audience almost because they have to get to know you. Because some people stay stuck. This is what you are. This is what I like. I need you to keep on the dress or whatever and stay that.
Yeah, even going back to what I said about the actors, it's the same thing. Even with the, what was his name, Bryan Cranston, the guy who played Walter White, he will forever be known as Walter White. He can play any movie, any show. When he gets recognized in public, it's to be, Walter White, Walter White.
Absolutely, I get it.
And that's just how it is.
All the time. I post something without a wig, and the comments are like, it's either I didn't recognize you or who is this?
Yeah. I relate to having a character because if I don't wear green lipstick and I show up, it's like, oh. And I could take my daughter to...
Yeah, for me, man, I fucking wake up, go to the gym, shower, put whatever the fuck I want to on. Usually, I like my black Carhartt shirts, whatever sweatpants, and a fucking hat I decide to put on, and I just start yapping.
Unlike you said there's a different character. That is me, but that's not me all the time. Sometimes I'm calm, sometimes I'm hyper. And you take 2 or 3 minutes, and that's who I am all the time to you. That's it. 10 years later, that's it. Who do I think I am at this point in my life without the green lipstick? Nobody. Nobody. Nobody without the green lipstick. I really wish that I had another channel or another outlet where I could be myself without it. Without the green lipstick, not as funny, not as known, not the person who's the voice of a troll on the series, not a person that interviewed the president, not that person. You were like, who are you without the green lipstick? Well, I would love to find out.
I mean, similarly to you, I don't really have a character. It is just me, but my videos are definitely, I'm high energy, I'm excited, I'm kind of like squawking at the camera. But I think when you kind of memify yourself over time, like you said, people expect this, like, they think you wake up and a switch flips and you're like, yeah, well, not really, what just happened? Like, but that's.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not easy to get up and try to be creative every day and whatever. And I can only speak from the position that I'm in right now. Just being authentically me. I'm not the most high energy person. And I'm not going to fake that. I'm not going to fake who I am because people will see right through it. And also at the same time, like you was saying, that will take a toll on you. If you have to wake up and fake, being high energy and all this shit, like, you're just gonna get so drained.
90% of the time, I'm a very calm person, but sometimes I'm not. And sometimes there is a crazy story or a funny joke that I think of that I have to tell on TikTok or on Instagram, but people kind of expect this like wind-up toy when they meet you. And you can't always perform to their level.
And you can't change. When you're an actor and you're on a movie, you could be a Marvel character here, and then next time you're a doctor, and the next time you're a teacher, the next time you're dying of this. But us, we are it.
I've feared being canceled.
So I had
In terms of being canceled, I think the problem is, like, you'll get canceled for whatever, but then you'll drag it out. People were to try and cancel me, how fast the internet moves, people forget about it in a week. People will hyperfixate on shit for a while, but then they'll just move on to the next person. But if you're dragging out, posting bullshit ass fake apologies and all of this, like, people see right through it, and it's just gonna drag it out. It's not like I say crazy shit, so I'm not even worried about it.
Broad of just little dumb drama things that didn't really matter a lot.
Yeah, and also too, like, if you're gonna get involved in drama or fake drama, it's like, to me, that's so corny, bro. To me, it's so corny. It's like, if people try to get into internet beef with me, you know what I'm gonna do? Nothing. Well, you know why? Because it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I'm not doing this to get involved in the drama. I'm doing this to entertain people, give my thoughts on it, and if people gravitate towards me and like what I hear, that's great. If not, it is what it is. Not everyone's gonna like me. Not everyone does like me, and that's fine. But I'm never gonna get involved with online beef. Like, that shit will be handled off screen. Fuck that. It's pointless to me.
But then it just became, honestly kind of dark at a point where it felt just constant from every angle, and then just kept getting honestly darker and darker. And some cancellations are valid, and then some are somewhat true, and then some are maybe a little true but not worth what it got spun into. And you see so many examples of people's careers just ending. Anybody who's engaging in cancel culture because they believe that it's helpful is wrong, because nobody's ever changed because they were hated. People have changed because they're shown love and empathy and compassion.
Yeah, and then when you're in the public spotlight, you're gonna have a lot of people that love you and a lot of people that fucking hate you. That's just how it is. And that could be, even if you don't say anything, just out of jealousy, whatever it may be.
Passion, but at the end of the day, everybody deserves forgiveness. We're all given forgiveness and grace, and you have to give what you want to receive. People realized that they could continue to say things that weren't true, and it just spiraled out of control. Sorry. I cried in the car before this because I was like, let me just get it out there, but it sucks because if you say that, people are like, oh, you can't take accountability, but it's no, you're asking me to apologize for something that's not real. So that's why I stepped back, because it was just
Yeah, that's why you don't just if you don't. That's why you just don't address it. And you just continue on with what the fuck you're already posting. But I can also see how if you're a vlogger and IRL streamer, it's easy to fall into that shit, especially when you're living in certain areas where all there is around you is influencers.
I accept where God is like moving me. So like, if you would have asked me like a month ago, like, do you think cancel culture works? I'd been like, honestly, yeah, because like it changed my life. Like that was how I found true peace, like comfort, slow mornings, like enjoying the success that I already acquired, that I'm now just at this point trying to like redeem a reputation that nobody cares about. And that's ultimately what like I really came to, is like, who cares about me? And I mean that in like the most self-loving way. Side note, if there's any like influencers out here watching, like young startups, save your money, save your money. Like,
That's so important, like actually so important, because if I would have made it when I first started like doing online money shit, dude, I would have blown it all completely. Problem is that you can be on a generational run. You can make $100,000 a month for 3 years. But yeah, and you have motherfuckers who will make a bag, move to LA, blow it all, and they'll just be broke as fuck. It's like, dude, if you would have saved your money, had like accountants and shit or money guys to invest that shit for you in a proper way, you are set for life. The social media game, it's like it moves so fast, and like you only have such a long time of doing it, whether either you fall off or you quit. And I want to do this for as long as I can, but realistically, it's like, am I going to do this when I'm 30, 35? You know what I mean? Like, probably not.
retire, like you might get canceled, whether you know, whatever, just save your money, invest well, and retire early. I guess sharing my vulnerability stopped feeling like a release and more like a burden whenever I was no longer being celebrated for sharing. Because there was a lot of time where it's like, yay, like vulnerable, like so honest, like we need this. And I think that is true. But then when it's like, hey, like I'm getting like very publicly mocked for like my mental health, and like now it's like this thing that made me sort of like relatable and real is now the thing where it's like, she's psychotic, she's manic, she's evil, she's a narcissist, she's a manipulative, like horrible person, she deserves to die, literally. Like cancel her, like literally put an end to her.
I relate to that last thing you said like so much. Like I feel like I got canceled so many times, and the thing that comforts me the most is like my friends love me, my family loves me, and they know who I am. Like, why do I care? Like what all these like losers are saying about me that don't know me, like it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of like my personal life. So that really helps me a lot. But I feel like I got canceled like so many times in such a short period that I somewhat don't fear it as much anymore, because I feel like I got it over with, like all of the craziness. One of my scandals was that I literally, people thought that I had sex with my pet bird. Like, I'm not kidding. And
Did you say
like,
bird?
People genuinely believed this. And
Were you
that is
pretending to?
no.
Was there?
Yeah, so that's one of those things of like, if people start yapping about that shit, just don't fucking say anything, because all you're gonna do is just give more attention to something that isn't true.
There was
Bird
no
close
like
to
there was
you?
no like suggestion of that.
No,
like,
Sleep and the bird wing was like.
No, so I made a TikTok once and I was just like, oh my God, like I just found out that if you like pet, because I have a pet bird, if you pet his back, like it can turn them on. And I made this video about it and people ran, and that is to this day like my biggest scandal. And it's so like crazy, but like people have
Because
taken
like it's bestiality, it's like she's a pervert.
But did they keep it up?
craziness. Oh, it's still to this day. Yeah. But I feel like that was the biggest one. And there was like a little ones around it, but it got so dark for me too. I literally had to delete the app for like 8 months. I focused on YouTube.
I've exploited my personal life for content.
I mean, I feel like my whole platform was literally just that. Like it was the Gabby show. Like it was literally.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people do, like, they will move to Miami and buy all these cool cars and shit, because it's like they want to have this look online and, you know, it'll give them more views and shit. Like, yes, if I, you know, started making a shit ton of money and did all those things, like, yeah, I'm sure to have a lot more views, but it's like, fuck that, dude. Like, I'm not looking to get more views just to get more views and more money, man. It's like, I want people to watch me because they find me entertaining, not because of material shit that I have. Like, if what the fuck does it doesn't matter, man. It takes away from the love of the content, and that should always be first. Not because of a stupid ass persona online to how you want people to perceive you. It's like, I'm gonna be authentic, I'm gonna give my take on things, And if you fuck with me, great. If not, just watch someone else. It's that simple, man. Like, I don't want people to like me just 'cause I have a cool car. Like, fuck that.
So you have exploited, right?
My content outside of Vine, because Vine was just like very short, little catchy things. And then as soon as it was to go over to YouTube, so it was just like, okay, well, let me do a Q&A. And then from there, it was like, people recognized my face from Vine. So then like YouTube just grew so quickly that I was like, oh, this is what I do. So then I'd be like at Playlist Live or VidCon and be like telling stories. And then there'd be these like major creators who were like, you should tell that online. And there was like this like little kind of gut thing in me. I was like, no, I feel like that would be, you know, too much, whether it's about me or another person. And then it just got to a point where it's like, you kind of bend what you're willing to do a little more and a little more and a little more. And before you know it, you're just like bearing everything. And then it got to a point with me where like, I've never been afraid to be emotional on camera. Like, I would cry, like I would rant. If I was like going through something, I would share it, like really like emotional, like trauma dumping type things because it was getting a lot of views. And at the time it was kind of, well, you know, at the beginning-ish of mental health. So the more you talked about it, you were like applauded for that. Like it was like, oh my gosh, you're so brave. Like you're helping destigmatize mental health and exploiting
Yeah, and that's when it turns into like the, oh, I can't separate my personal life from content, man. I'm watching a video, it reminds me of a story, I'll tell it, man. But like, I'm not gonna dump out all my fucking personal family issues, whatever the fuck it may be, because it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't relate to the video I'm watching. That's just how it makes sense in my head, at least. And I'm not gonna start airing out my business because like, I think it'll get more views, because that's not what I'm trying to get views for. I'm trying to get views to entertain people. That's it.
Your own vulnerability, you're ultimately in a way exploiting the audience's vulnerability. But then they expect what they paid for, what they're asking for. It's like, give us everything, like dance. And yeah, I feel like I went to a pretty far extreme with it. Like I think that I've probably shown more like mental health breakdowns than most people can like really relate with. And I wanted to. Like I wanted people to understand that this actually was having an impact, and I didn't want to let it stop me. The first time I ever sat down on a camera and I was like crying, I was like, this is obviously totally unnatural. I remember like editing some of those earlier videos. I'm like, wow, this is like really intense and like real and raw, but there was something that I did like about it, that it was just kind of like, I'm not a documentarian, but I feel like that's probably the sort of feel of just like, wow, this is so real. So I would say immediately I knew that it was exploiting it. It was quickly batted away because it made the most money. You just give a little more, you give a little more. It's like, whoa, like that video got 1 million a day because I was crying in the thumbnail. Like, boo-hoo, like pay me some more, you know?
So in terms of over
Yeah, because like at what point does it like become enough? You know what I mean? Honestly, man, as long as I have enough money to pay my bills, I don't care.
sharing and vlogging through my divorce, it almost felt like a murder mystery party for people of like, oh, she's finding out things that she doesn't know yet. I bet we can also find out things. And I learned so much of what I didn't know that was going on in my own life by people just being internet sleuths and then like sending me screenshots or whatever. And in some ways I'm thankful because maybe I wouldn't have ever known that. And it's like helping to put puzzle pieces in the puzzle that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. But in other ways, it feels like we're crossing so many boundaries right now.
Yeah, because once you get people involved in your personal life, they're then going to start investigating whatever. And I'm not saying that can't happen to me because people do get parasocial, you know, and that's also why I think like people with like relationship channels, boyfriend and girlfriend vlogs, like, nah, fuck that, dude. Keep that shit separate, man. Why do you need to monetize off of your relationship? To me, that's dumb as fuck. That should be completely separate, man.
This is TMI, but I do OnlyFans, and I bought a house a couple of years ago that I could afford at the time.
Wait, what?
I do.
And you
Oh, yeah, wasn't it like a $25 million house? And then she lost it because she stopped making that money. That's what I'm saying. Like, just because you're making $250,000 a month now, that don't mean in 3 years you're also gonna be making that money. That's then when you just like put that shit away, live a fucking normal life. You know what I mean? But it's then the problem. You're in LA, everyone else is doing that, but it's not fun. It's not, to me. It's just, it's dumb.
got a fiance?
I do.
Is he in all of like you
He's
just
in
show
some
your
of it.
feet?
He's in some of it. I don't show my feet. Well, I guess I do. But I started it a few years ago and I bought the house a couple of years ago and I was making a lot from it. And I feel like it's declined quite a bit, like my income on OnlyFans, because of the place in life that I'm at right now. I'm no longer like psycho and like going out drinking all the time. And like I'm at home with my fiance and like cooking. And I just feel that sort of content doesn't direct to OnlyFans. So I don't make as much money. So I feel like recently I feel like I'm exploiting myself more because I'm talking about things that I don't really want to talk about. And I'm just like grasping at straws and like telling all these stories that I never wanted to even tell. And now I'm at the point where I have no secrets. And I'm like, so like a couple of weeks ago, I was like trying to be crazy again, like just to direct traffic to my OnlyFans. Because
Yeah, it's like, bro, just be you. You're gonna change, man.
I was going out and getting really drunk with like my friends and like filming things that I wouldn't normally film for TikTok just to do that. And it made me feel so icky because that's just not who I am anymore.
So even if you have a crazy 3-year run and then you kind of fall off, it's like, oh, we'll take the money you made off that 3 years and just live off that. Do what like PewDiePie or some of those guys did and just like fuck off. Post once every 6 months. You don't want to be doing shit and being not authentic because you feel like you have to for a bag. It's like when musicians are touring when they're still 70 because they have to, because they need the money, because they blew it all when they were younger. It's like, nah, like you don't want that to be you.
I put it behind a paywall, so I'm not going to talk about it now because it will make me sob. But like, I never wanted to talk about that, and I felt like I had to. So now I just feel.
Is it still up?
Yeah.
It's not too late to delete it, is it?
No, but I mean, it's out there now. People typed it all out, put it on Reddit, and all the things.
Confused to what
Tara,
OnlyFans is.
Maybe. Do you know what it is?
I thought I did, but you said like I'm talking and I'm videoing and I drink like.
Oh no, I just mean like the videos that I make on TikTok will direct traffic to my OnlyFans.
Got it.
It's gotten to the point where I'm like trying to like pay my mortgage because I built this like house off of my OnlyFans, whatever, that like I felt like I had to talk about it finally, and I didn't want to. Well, I've like never.
Talk to you because I'm like you trying to pay your mortgage,
It's
but you got
craziness.
a fiance.
Yeah.
You're not paying.
We split it, but it's like a crazy mortgage because I built it based off of what I was making at the time, like an idiot, and I'm not making that anymore.
But you
So-
have a fiance.
Yeah, but he has like a normal job, so, and it's like a really big mortgage.
Where's my close-up camera? What?
Being an influencer has changed how I see myself.
I can agree with this in some ways. It's not easy putting yourself out there for everyone and everyone to see, especially people from your hometown. I mean, because it's like realistically, the people from your hometown is be the last people to fuck with you because like they know you and, you know, friends of them know you and, you know, it's just whatever. But it is interesting though, especially on these long form videos, kind of hearing the way I talk. And it's a weird thing, but I guess I didn't really realize it until I started spending a lot of time editing my own videos. I'm like, damn, like this is how I talk. It's just an interesting thing.
I think because when internet started and YouTube started, I was already older, so I was pretty much myself, as opposed to someone who was 16, 17. You're not the same person at 22, 23.
No.
I was like 30, now I'm 53. I haven't changed too much.
For me, it has kind of just like dissipated any type of negative thought I've had.
Oh, for sure. I mean, because even when I was 18, when I first started a couple of years ago, it's like me then, totally different person. I am not the same person as I was when I was 18. The way I think, the way I move, it's just completely different, bro. And 2 years from now, it's gonna be the same exact thing.
About myself, so many ups and downs, but like I'm very proud of myself to get to the point. I've done a lot of stuff my first year as a creator, all on my own. I didn't sign into an agency until like the last year, and then like things completely like changed drastically because I was no longer the one doing everything. Because I've always been, like the entire journey, I was always doing everything myself. The recording, the concept, the recording, the editing, the posting, the schedule. I used to study algorithm in Alabama as a hobby.
You know, even like musicians, they sign to a record label. And you become a slave to the record label. Even if, you know, you're making a shit ton of money, they tell you what the fuck to do. Fuck that. Fuck signing up to agencies and management.
Believed in myself to take that jump to do that as a full-time job. I never would have thought that I was able to do that. But honestly, in the last few years, I have been able to, I've seen so many new sides to myself in a positive way. So I'm like, oh damn, like I actually can do that. And also like, I'm just pushing myself constantly and seeing not only what I'm presenting, but also how I'm reacting to things, because I used to be a very reactive person. And since being an influencer, I'm able to see that I can have those times to take a beat.
And mine's on the positive side too. I feel like I had no path when I was like out of high school. I didn't really go to college. I was working at a restaurant and just like drinking all the time with my friends, and which is fine, but I wasn't ever passionate about anything. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And then I found this, and it fulfills me like so much. And I grew up watching like Jenna Marbles, Shane Dawson, Tana Mojo, and like they just like helped me so much, like escape from my life. And like
No, and I feel the same way. It gives me actually so much fulfillment. To have a complete stranger comment on a video and be like, I like this, it made my day. That shit meant more to me than anything, man. You know, from just being someone who kind of like felt lost in what they want to do. And
I loved being in fandoms and being a fangirl for so many different things. So now that I get to do that for people, that fulfills me like so much. And I love it, and it makes me see myself so differently. Like I feel like I was very insecure growing up as a kid, as a teenager. Like I didn't have much confidence in myself, and now I do. And I feel like it's from like, I feel like I'm good at something and I'm helping people. So
social media has given me like definitely a sense of ambition of not only what I can do with social media, but what I can do from it, or where I can take like a different field if I want to go into some sort of like I studied communications in college, and I think that combined with social media experience has given me this kind of like, I've kind of looked up and looked at other career options, and I'm like, whoa, like there's this whole world out there. Whereas when I was 16, going viral for the first time, I wasn't thinking long term at all, and I wasn't thinking about doing social media as a career, but I'm so glad that it's lasted over 5 years at this point, and that I'm kind of like excited for the next step and excited for the.
yeah, I mean, for me, man, like I'm not at a point where I can be like, because like this isn't my career. You know what I mean? Like this isn't something, you know, there's no guarantee that this shit will work. I think it will. Yeah, I've strong hopes it will. I always want to be doing something. You know, I don't want to just like sit around, do nothing. You know, I don't give a fuck how much money I have, how much whatever. It's like, it doesn't matter. I think it's important to always be doing something. That's why I see a lot of people retire and then they just get like really bored and they just like do nothing.
Maybe on the negative side, I'm sure maybe some of us do, some of us don't experience this. I think social media has definitely made me more critical of my appearance, or maybe like what outfit I'm putting on, or my outward presentation to the world if I'm choosing to film that day. Because
yeah, for me, Matt's like, I don't care. I'm gonna wear what the fuck I want to wear. If you like me, like me. If you don't, you don't. That's fine.
Matters, and it reflects in, you know, like video performance sometimes, like how put together the person looks. But
I don't know what this guy does, but this is also coming from someone who's not like, I think it is a lot different if you're vlogging, you're doing IRL streams. Like it's a whole different game.
I think there's positives.
So I can only speak from my experience of what I'm doing now and the experience I had before when I was doing TikTok and all that.
The negatives of how social media has changed the way I viewed myself.
Live by the applause, die by the booze. That's why I'm on this line. I felt it on both scales of it, where it's like, it made me feel like, you know, came from really not being anyone, like was not popular in school, like never really fit in. And then all of a sudden, all these people are like, you're awesome, you're funny, you're hot, you're cool. Like people are cutting their hair like you, like they're coming to your tour stops. Like it's this amazing feeling. But then it's also like, you know, the people who are making fun of the way you look. Or like I dealt a lot, I'm sure a lot of people on social media and not, like we're all struggling with our body image. Like I started getting into, you know, fillers and Botox and stuff. And that like really messed with my mind. Like there were some times where I was looking in the mirror and I was like getting freaked out because I didn't recognize myself. Cause like fillers always migrating. Like the Botox starts with your eyebrows here and then it's here. And it's like every single day I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, who is this person? Then I'm like disgusting, I'm hideous. At one point I was like extremely like small and I didn't even realize it until looking back. I'm like, oh, I was like sick. Like I was like very, very unwell. I guess to go back to that prompt about like being addicted to what people's opinions or validation, I think it was.
Yeah, that's a really hard thing to get through. Self-appearance and whatever, being fixated on that, it's hard, man. It's hard to get through. Like I say all these things like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. And that's true, I mean it. But at one point, that wasn't the case. At one point, I really did care. And I'm not saying, like, I still take care of myself. I shower, whatever, get my hair cut, keep my beard trimmed and shit. Like, I care. You know, it took a long time for me to get to just be comfortable with my own self and who I am.
I would consider myself like a recovering addict where like any other recovery, it's like, this is something I could easily fall back into.
Oftentimes I think about how I see myself from like a character, like my character, less than I see myself visually. And I look at myself as I was as a kid and I'm like, oh, she was so confident and cute and like just did not care. Like I would wear bedazzled ties to school, and I would outgrow my jeans too fast and cut off the bottoms and make them jean leg warmers. And I was like, I don't care, like, say whatever about me. But I think I lost a lot of the confidence in myself through posting myself online, because I start to question if people are seeing things in me that I'm blind to about myself. So if somebody gives me a criticism that is about my character, I want to be self-aware. And so then I start to
I mean, even what I was saying earlier with like, oh, the way I talk, it's like, honestly, when you're looking at yourself every day, hearing yourself talk every day, it's like you're gonna notice things that people aren't gonna notice. Oh, let alone really give a fuck about.
Oh, are they saying something that I'm just not aware of that I do? Like something about my privilege, or the way I speak to my loved ones, or do I fall in love too easily, or whatever. And I think that it makes my awareness of myself feel very blurry, because I'm always taking everything with like whatever the opposite of a grain of salt is. Like I'm always giving everything.
The whole shaker.
Yes, I'm giving them the whole shaker. I'm like actually taking it in and assessing it because I want to be self-aware. And I think that that's ruined my own confidence in my character. Logically, I understand that so many more people are nice than mean, but it's just like my brain and heart latches on to the one mean comment.
Yeah, it's just a human thing, man, because I can get a lot of positive comments. Just that one hate comment, man, like that can get to me. It's a human thing. It's natural. You know, it's normal. You know, like being in the spotlight isn't like a really that like, it's not a common thing. It's not a normal thing. You know, it's not something that's hardwired into you.
I think it is a desire to like defend myself or to understand why. Like when someone's nice, it's just, oh, that's so kind. And then there's nothing else to really process about that. But when someone is more critical or negative, there is more that my brain wants to unpack. And I'm like, did I do something wrong? Are they projecting something onto me? And I just feel myself kind of marinating on that for longer than I should.
When you've been up, you know that you can get up again. And when you start to move up again, some of the people who were friends down here, they mad at you because they've never been up there, so they don't know that, you know, it's just like, you can't win. When they stay lonely at the top, I'm like, got it, got it, understand.
Advice I would give to my younger self is don't place so much weight in what people think about you on the internet. They don't know you in person. They never will know you in person. All that matters is what your close friends and family think about you. Be
100%. And that's why I say fuck LA, fuck Miami, man. I'm sticking around the people that I know support me when I have nothing. They'll fucking support me when I, you know, make it, whatever the fuck that even means. But, and if I get to that point and they stop fucking with me, okay, that's fine. You know, but I think at this point, man, I have a really solid core group of people around me. That's all that fucking matters. Like, I'm not worried about it.
Yourself, be kind, be loving. Like this other stuff, it's not ever going to make anyone happy. Like that's why you see so many stories of celebrities who are killing themselves.
And you can't, you know, make everyone happy.
And we still don't get it. Like this isn't going to make us happy. Achieving things in the world like is great and fun, but ultimately it's not.
100%. Fame, money, success, that shit will not make you happy, man. And if you're waiting to get to that point where you think it's going to make you happy, by the time you get to that point where you always want it to be, you're just going to be extremely unfulfilled.
Going to make you happy. So every move.
The thing that comes from happiness, man, is just being around people that fucking love you and you love them. And that's all that matters. Everything else, it doesn't matter. A number next to your name doesn't matter. Money in your bank doesn't matter. The car you drive, it doesn't matter.
Where you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna bend my morals a little bit on this. I'm gonna do something I'm not really comfortable with. You're just like kind of giving more and more of yourself away. So I would tell myself, keep your privacy.
W video, if you like, subscribe, leave a comment, do the thing. Bye.
Got these voices in my head, I got some things will never change. Never change, at least I'll stay in my lane. I'll tell this bitch to leave me alone, but she won't get up on my